Welcome back, rankers. A lot happens in a week in the search engine industry. This week we've had Google launch real-time search results. We've seen it talk more about page speed and the sorts of things Google's trying to do to improve page speed and web speed. And we've also seen Google roll out more on their personalized search results. So let's get down to it. First of all, you may remember me speaking in the past about how Google's made lots of announcements about page speed, and we've been talking about page speed. Well, last week, Google launched their own DNS servers. What does that mean? Well, basically, what they're trying to do is to speed up the process of converting a web address into an IP address. This is called the DNS. That's all you need to know about it. But basically, Google, and usually that's just handled by your ISP. Google last week announced that they had their own DNS servers now, that you could use them because theirs are going to be faster because of the way that they cache the information. That's all I'm going to go into it at the moment. Well, I'm testing that on a couple of different routers. Haven't seen that much difference, and from Australia you would say, well, it's probably going to be quicker using your local ISP anyway. But what Google's saying is that they'll keep that DNS data fresher than, say, your ISP, which just stops a delay in your browser actually getting that information and displaying it. But there was an interesting post here from Kottke. If you want to follow Kottke, he is Kottke on Twitter. And basically a really, really short little post, but it's really good. What Google found was when they increased the number of results in the early days to 30 results per page instead of the default, which is 10, they noticed that it slowed the page load time down by half a second. And they equated this to a 20% drop in traffic. 20%. Half a second equals 20%. What Kottke points out also is that Amazon was also saying a similar thing. If a page took more than half a second to load, or around half a second to load, they were going to see a 20% drop in sales. So this page load time stuff is pretty important, which is why Google is trying so hard to make sure that people's websites are fast, and why they will probably roll this out in the not too distant future, if they're not already, into your AdWords. So if you're doing AdWords, the page load time will affect your quality score at some point. So what Google's done in Google Webmaster Tools, you can go in there, and there is a new tool called Site Performance under the Labs section. Now, yesterday, we're at 6.3 seconds today, which is absolutely ridiculous. And Google's saying that this is slower than 82% of all sites. Well, thank you very much, Google. Yesterday, we were 90% faster than all sites. So it just depends on at what point Google actually comes and has a look at your site. It depends on your hosting company. It depends on if it's a database-driven site, how big that database is. There's a whole range of things. But Google's giving you a number of tools in there and suggesting that a number of improvements that you could possibly make to improve your page load time. Now, one of the things that Google is saying across all sites is to minimize DNS lookups. And the main one that they keep talking about to change is the Google Analytics data on your page. Ignore it. But 2 weeks ago we had Google also announce that they had new Google Analytics code to speed up your page load times and all those sorts of things. So there's a lot of effort at Google around this whole page speed thing. There's also a page speed tool that you can get from Google to have a look at your own page speed and try to work out how to make it fast, and it will come with recommendations. Just installs in Firefox if you want to use that, and there's more about page speed there. Real-time search is now live in Google. I've got a search here going for the word Copenhagen. It's been in the news quite a bit lately. And you can see this section here, we've got this latest results for Copenhagen. And this will keep updating in a live environment if there is good relevant information. And Google is talking about things like, well, news sites will be included here. So here we've got ABC Online, the Vancouver Sun, Fairfield Weekly. But also, we're now seeing Twitter results in this as well. So how Google is going to judge whether your tweet is worthy of appearing in the latest, there's a tweet right now. How they're going to judge whether you're worthy or not is a little bit unknown, but we've even got 9MSN results in there, which is the Australian version of MSN. Reuters and the whole bit. What does this mean to you from search results? Well, if you are in the business of, I would say, if you're in the business of doing, say, sales, time-based announcements, then you really need to make sure you're included in real-time search. And so I would go and do some keyword searches around your topic, and it's only going to do latest results here if there's a volume of data or if there is a spike of data. An excellent post you can go and read about this is on Search Engine Land, and they've put up Danny Sullivan's has got an excellent post up here, and if you just go Google launches real-time search engine land, you'll find it. But it's quite a comprehensive post, and it does explain a lot of the pros and cons around real-time search and what it's going to mean to you. I don't think certainly it's anything you need to worry about right now, unless you're in that space where you must get your information out because it's time sensitive. Then you really need to be in here. So start doing some searches with your keywords in them, and start to have a look and see whether you are coming up or not. And Google isn't going to decide whether, like someone here says, Copenhagen Climate Summit is nothing but a scam. They're not. This isn't about what the latest newspaper says or anything else. It's about a spike in conversation or a lot of quality data from, as far as Google's concerned anyway, around a particular topic. They're going to include it here. And if certain things like Twitter are exploding or trending, you're probably going to see those results in here as well when you do those sorts of searches. In fact, let's just test that right now. Let's go and see what's trending in Twitter. Gammons. I don't know what Gammons is. It's probably someone's name. I'm sure someone will tell me what Gammons is. So we just type Gammons. That's a word that's trending in Twitter at the moment. Nothing there. News results for Gammons. So whilst it's trending in Twitter, it's, oh yes, here he is. It is in real-time search. But you'll notice this time the latest results for real-time search are right down the bottom of the page. That means that there are more relevant results for that word. I don't even know what it means. There are more relevant results for that word that are going to rank higher than real-time search results. And finally today, well not finally, but finally news from Google, they have also announced that personalized search is now switched on for everybody. What does that mean? Look, I wouldn't get too hung up on it. Basically, you've still got to rank high for your website, but if someone keeps clicking on your website because they find you in the search results, and let's not forget, 98% of people do not go past the first page, so you've got to be on that first page, and when you get on that first page, then hopefully you'll get clicked. And if you get clicked more often, you're going to turn up more often in people's real-time search results. But real-time search results will only kick in when it's relevant to the phrase that you're searching. So if I'm searching plumber, Carrum Downs, and there's a plumber in Carrum Downs, Arscott Plumbing, very good plumbing company in Carrum Downs, if I keep clicking on their website, then they're going to turn up in my personalised results when I search for plumber Carrum Downs. However, if I'm just searching for plumber, they won't, because I'm not clicking on them when I do that search, and there's more possibly relevant results for that word, globally, than there is in my personalised search. And finally today, I thought we'd take a quick look at a viewer's site, arthritis.org.nz, New Zealand Arthritis. Joomla site. There's a lot of things that you can be doing here on this site. The one thing that stands out for me that you probably haven't done here is had a really good think about your key phrases. When I look at your code and go and have a look at your keyword meta tag here, we can see we've got lots of different arthritis, types of arthritis listed in your keywords. But when we go to the actual front page of the site as well, they're not clearly spelled out anywhere on the site. Your page title simply says Arthritis New Zealand. If you want to rank for those different types of arthritis phrases, then you really need to get them into your page title. Another thing I would do is probably provide a menu down here somewhere, or a module down here, that helps people find those topics quickly if that's what you want to rank for and that's what's important. You could probably just put a little module in here that lists the different types of arthritis if they're the things that you want to tell your audience about. And I would also, with a Joomla site, always use a latest news module on the front of the site. The reason for that is that it quickly and easily gets a link with your keyword in it on the front page of the site that Google can find and quickly get into the site. It also helps visitors to the site find the latest information quickly. And with the latest news module, just make sure that you're using your keywords in the title of the article that you're writing, and also get a H1. There is no H1 on the front page of this site that I could see. I'll just do another quick search just to make sure that's the case. So we're doing a search for H1 down here, and there's nothing there. Also, one of the things I would do, a lot of people do this, and I know this is a Joomla thing, but get rid of this meta name generator. Speak to your developer. Also, get rid of this robots tag. It doesn't do anything for you, and any search robot that finds your site should crawl it anyway, should follow all the pages. And that is it for today's show. Thanks very much for watching, and if you do have questions or you want your site reviewed, then please send it through and we'll do it next week for you. Thanks very much. Bye.